Ja.
So you were supposed to fulfill that prophecy.
We zijn allemaal kinderen van Adam, hè?
Yeah, that is waar. Ik heb geen probleem, but there's a chosen line.
Ja.
Okay?
Maar alle mensen zijn gelijk, hè?
No, we're not the same.
Ja.
Let me see if I get some scriptures here. Hold on.
Je gelooft ook in...
Wat zei je?
Kijk wat ik bij het boek sta. Het boek terug.
Wat wil je zeggen? I'm looking for... Ik zoek iets...
Deuteronomium.
Ja, Deuteronomium. Ik zoek iets nog. Waarom niet? I think it was... I'm looking right here, 32. Alright, got it. So it says here, 32 and 9. Here we go. Ik ga het een beetje niet snel lezen, maar gewoon laten. Het is Deuteronomy 2, 32 and 7. Remember the days of old, consider the many when the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance. When he separated the sons of Adam, you see, he separated. Okay, so we're not with them. The Lord has a chosen people. That's what you have to understand. Okay, he separated the sons of Adam. Okay, I know we all come from Adam, but he separates. There's a chosen line in the Adam. Okay, when the Most High divided the nation their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. According to the number of the children of Israel. He set the bounds. He set the bounds of the people. Of the people. Who's those people? Israelites. Of the people. He set the bounds of the people. Right? According to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Jacob, his name got turned to Israel. And Jacob had 12 tribes. Okay?
12 stammen.
Yeah. We are God's chosen people. And it says in Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
12 stammen van Israël.
Ja, de Negro's, niet de mensen die zijn in Israël. Die zijn nep. Die zijn niet de echte Joden.
Joden heb je overal, hè?
Die zijn nep. Die echte Israëlieten en echte Joden zijn de Negro's, Latinos en Native Americans. Oké? Dat jullie zijn aan het doodmaken in Amerika en in de gevangenis aan het gooien. De Negro's in Amerika, die zijn de tribe van Juda. Oké?
Ben je was in Israël geweest?
Wat?
Israël. Ben je wel eens geweest?
Was ik daar een keertje geweest? Nee, ik ben daar niet geweest. Ik ging een keertje daar, maar ze laten me niet binnen.
Nee?
Nee, ze laten me niet.
Ik ben 2 keer geweest.
Nee, één keer. Oh, je bent 2 keer geweest?
Ja.
Maar die zijn allemaal je broer, die zijn Amalek. Die zijn de tribe of Amalek. Oké? Maar Esau had 5 kinderen, 5 doeks. En vandaar je krijgt alle die mensen. Maar die Russians zijn één tribe, de Europeanen zijn een andere tribe, de Amerikanen zijn een andere tribe, maar die zijn dezelfde broer van jou. Oké?
In de Bijbel staat dat God die zegt dat alle mensen zijn gelijk.
Nou, daarom zeg ik. Het says here, Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. We are a special people unto himself above all. Let me show you what's going to happen to you. Even the scholars.
Een uitverkoren volk, hè? Ken je dat?
Wat?
Uitverkoren volk.
Wat is dat? Wait, ga ik hier doen. Want ik ben hier alleen over die Bijbel te praten. Ik zeg niet meer één woord hoor. Ik zeg alleen wat de Bijbel zegt.
Ik lees ook de Bijbel.
Oké, goed zo.
En ik ga zondag 2 keer naar de kerk.
Goed zo. Oké, now, according to the Bible, you're not a European, you're not a so-called white man. According to the Bible, you're an Edomite. Okay? That's your true nationality. You're Esau. Your forefather was Esau. Esau's name, when he eat the red pot. You know the story of Jacob and Esau? Esau was hunting, he came back fainting.
Jacob heb ik lief gehad en Esau heb ik gehaald.
And Esau was hungry and fainted and he wanted to eat of the soup and he wasn't cooked and he eat the red meat because how do you like your meat? Rare, right?
Yeah.
You like your meat rare?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that's because you're an Edomite. The Esau like to eat his meat rare, bloody. So Esau, that's why his name got turned from Esau to Edom. Edom means red. Now, according to the Bible, let me go to Genesis so you can understand before I give you that one. Genesis, right? 25. It says, Genesis 25, it says here, right? And Esau said unto Jacob, and Esau, Genesis 25 and 30, and Esau said, you said unto me, said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, which was bloody. For I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. Therefore your name was changed to Edom. Now all of y'all white people are the Edomites. Okay? Now let's see what the white scholar say about you white people. This is a Bible Compact Dictionary. See this? Bible Compact Dictionary?
I know it. Kijk, het gaat bij mij om niet wat mensen van mij vinden.
No, but
Maar wat God van mij vindt.
Listen.
God is de heerser over de hemel en aarde.
Yes,
En die gaat over leven en die gaat over dood. En ik niet. En ik bepaal niet hoe iemand moet leven. Dat bepaalt God, die gaat erover.
Let me ask you something. Where your forefathers from? Your great grandfather also. Where he go from?
My grandfather?
Your great grandfather, yeah.
What?
Just be careful. Don't stand in the camera because some people don't like to stand in the camera. Just sort of warning. Okay, no problem. No, my your great grandfather. Where he was from? Your oude opa. Your What was hij? Aankomt van Nederland ook? Okay, so dus je bent een Edomite. Okay? Want now here the A B C D E, here we go. Now this is what the so-called Bible scholars did. The so-called white Bible scholars, the same white people. This is what he said about the Edomites. Because the so-called white man, I call you so-called because you are Edomite. The so-called white man, he likes to hide himself in history. He likes to if you're watching Sparta, you ever watch Sparta 300? Both sides are white, but in reality, the Sparta and 300, they were black people. They were black men. They were Israelites. You understand? And in the book of Noah, there were black people. And during the movies in the flood with Noah, he portrayed him as a white man. So basically, you hide yourself, and then you call yourself, no, I'm not an Edomite. I'm Japhet. You're trying to hide yourself in history from your true nationality. Why? Because of this. It says, Edom figure prominently in the prophetic scripture as the scene of great future judgment. See notably Isaiah 34:5. He is the only neighbor of the Israelites because Edom is beside Israel. Okay? That's where you used to dwell before in the caves. Right? He is the only neighbor of the Israelite who was not given any promise of mercy from God. You was not given any mercy of promise from God. Your place is slavery. That's where you're going. That's where you're going. And now the same Bible that you're reading, you should go home and read this because I'm only reading the Bible, not my word. Right? Okay, the same Bible that you got home says this. So I'm gonna show you what you're saying. But the Bible that your toys have, je kan dit ook toys lezen. Dit is wat de Bijbel zegt.
Ik heb precies hetzelfde. Ik heb precies hetzelfde.
Ja, het is wel op de Bijbel. Daarom mensen zeggen, dit, dat, maar het probleem is...
Er is maar één Bijbel.
Boom. Snap je? Nou,
maar kijk, het gaat er mij niet over wat iemand anders wat van mij zegt. Het gaat erom wat God van mij zegt. Ja? This is what God said.
En
ik lees Gods woord.
Okay, let's say what God gonna say about you then. Let's hear it out of God's mouth. What he said. Malachi 1:1. This is what God said.
Malachi.
Malachi. You know Malachi.
Malachi.
Hey, you read the Bible.
Malachi 4.
Yeah. Okay, this you could go home and read this, huh? The book of Malachi 1:1. The burden of the word of the Lord. This is from the Most High. To Israel by Malachi. Malachi is a prophet. The father told Malachi, look, go tell Israel why I think about you. This is what the Lord say about you. This is what God say about you. I have loved you, said the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, this is the person that he said he loved, but I hated Esau, the Lord hates you, and laid his mountain and his heritage waste to the dragon of the wilderness. That was back then, he was in slavery back then, but then he raised up. Then it says here, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. And then you came back into power during the time of the Renaissance, right? You came into power. This is the time of the Renaissance. That is the rebirth of the so-called white man. You came into power and you stole Europe from the Japhet and the Negro people. You stole Australia. You stole the whole world. Because of the blessing that Isaac blessed you with, the sword. He said they shall have the dew of heaven from above. When it's cold, you got the dew, right? from the heaven from above. When you see the fog, when you see sometimes you're walking, you need some lights when you ride on the road because you have fog. That's the dew from heaven from above. But by thy sword thou shalt live. And you get blessed with the sword. And this modern day sword is the gun. That's why you see the police them working around with guns. Because that's their blessing. That's how you control everything. You go to when you want to take something, you bring the military and you take it by force. You took the whole world by force. You understand? So you live and you playing your blessing where you get. You gotta understand that this Bible is about prophecies and blessing.
Maar God, ja. God houdt van iedereen. Weet je hoe?
But I just read it to you.
Door zijn zoon. Jesus Christ.
Listen, Christ himself said, let me go to Christ.
Ja, ik ken de Bijbel ook, ja.
Let's go see what Christ said. Let's see what Christ gonna say himself. Let's hear his words.
Gaat mij niet wat iemand anders zegt, maar...
Well, let's hear his words then, because you believe in him. This is what he said, right? This is what he said. You see red letters? That represents he's speaking.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what Christ said.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what Christ said. Revelations 2:25. I mean, I'm telling you, man, you better enjoy your life to the fullest, because from here it's gonna, as soon as Russia and America goes to war, because Russia is known as Gog and Magog, they're going to go into war, but it's prophecy, okay? Everything is prophecy. Just like how you fulfilling your prophecy, you had the blessing for many years, and now it's time for you to go down. Now the Lord raising up the children of Israel again, to condemn you again, like we do always, right? And this is the last captivity, so you just enjoy your last blessing, man. Because you have the whole, you have everything. You literally have everything. You better go out with a good blast. Okay, so this is Christ, what he's saying. Revelations 2:25.
Wat is het, Revelation?
Openbaring,
ja.
Ja, ik kan een beetje Nederlands.
Je praat wel Nederlands?
Ja, ik kan een beetje.
Je praat veel te snel Engels.
Ja, de Dominican Republic, de mensen daar spreken snel, maar je moet goed luisteren. Maar voor ons is het normaal. En we verstaan alles. Oké, luister. This is what the Bible says. Revelations, Openbaring 2:25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. Christ said, this knowledge, what we're doing here, teaching this word, hold it fast till I come. Preach this word, keep it preaching. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, and he that overcometh, trying to overcome the society because it's wicked. And keeping this work is preaching this word to the nation, let them know the nationality, because everybody has a biblical name. The Ethiopians, they're Cushites, okay? The Chinese, they're not Chinese, they're Ammon. The Japanese are Moab, okay? The East Indians, they're Elamites, they're not East Indians, okay? The Africans, they're not Africans, they're Hamitic. Africa is named from a white man because y'all conquered them. Scipio Africanus. Okay? So it says, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. To him will I give, he says, and he that keepeth my works, doing this work, to him, to the Israelites, he gonna give power over the nations. When you give power over the nations, listen what he gonna say. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. With a rod of a scepter. We're gonna have a scepter in our hand. A rod of iron, right? As a vessel of a potter shall they be broken to shiver, even as I received of my Father. How he had received his Father? Because when he came and died on the cross, he received all the power and glory on this universe, right?
Maar hoe sta je nou in deze tijd, hè?
In deze tijd was dat de eindtijd.
Dit is de eindtijd.
Ja, van jouw blessing, van de blessing that Isaac gave you. Dat is de eindtijd.
De eindtijd. En
van jouw blessing.
En wie komt er dan terug?
Jacob gaat terug naar in kracht komen.
Wie komt er terug van de hemel naar de aarde?
Van wat? From the hemel?
Ja.
From heaven to the earth. Ja. Oh, Christ, Yahushua.
Okay.
He's a black man, you know that?
Ja.
You know he's a black man?
Jesus? Dan is hij rechter.
Yeah, but he's gonna give power to the 144,000. You ever heard about the elect? The 144,000?
Hoeveel jaar bestaat de aarde? Hoeveel jaar? Zeg het. Miljoenen. Niet waar?
Nee, is niet waar. De aarde is misschien nog maar 14.000 jaar oud. Snap je? Dat is niet zo oud.
Maar goed.
In de Apocrypha staat dat. Okay. We're gonna go to Matthew, see what Christ say about he was talking to this African woman, right? That was Christ. He was talking to an African woman, right? And the African woman was kind of like disrespectful and bold because she thought that she was speaking like she could be saved. And Christ had to correct her and tell her.
Maar er is voor iedereen is de vergeving. Dat weet je toch ook niet?
I'm gonna show you. That's what I'm trying to show you.
Toch of niet?
Yeah, it is not for.
Of dat je nou van welke stand afkomt, is voor iedereen vergeving.
No.
Nee?
He came only for these people. That's what you don't understand.
Maar dat kan niet.
That's why you don't understand the book of Romans, you don't understand the book of Galatians, you don't understand the book of Corinthians, you don't understand the book of Hebrews. All those things was talking about these people, the Gentiles that Paul went to in Rome. Those were Israelites, foreigners. That's why you go to the